Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and I am a self-employed mama of four. My husband and I are on a journey to become debt-free using a zero-based budget and the cash stuffing method because our biggest goal is to invest wisely and give generously. So if you're interested in learning more, stay tuned. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be freshening up my cash budgeting systems and kind of reorganizing my binders and my categories. And I actually made new envelopes for 2023. Most of my categories are staying the same, but I am going to be adding a few different ones and taking some out that I just don't really use as much. And so what I'm going to be doing today is I have new envelopes for my wallet, and then I also have new envelopes for my 4 binders. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know I normally just have the 3 binders: my high priority, low priority sinking funds, and my holiday sinking funds. And then I did add a business binder for 2023, which I'm really excited about. So I'm going to be putting my envelopes in here and then also my other 3 binders. So as always, I'm going to start with my wallet. Okay, so let me just grab the envelopes that I need for my wallet. And so I did a poll on my Instagram because I have been making a lot of these envelopes with the really pretty cursive font on them, and I really liked them. But the poll results were that I should stick with my classic. So actually what I did is I decided to do the cursive font in my wallet, and then all of my other sinking funds are the classic with the exception of my holiday sinking fund. And then I'm doing something kind of different with my business binder, and I'll talk about that when I get there. But for right now, we are just going to well, I'm not going to unstuff these. I'm going to just replace them. And then when I do my next cash stuffing video, I am going to, maybe I should put the cash in here first. So I have 20 still in, or 40 in spending still. But when I do my next cash stuffing video, I'll actually do the cash stuffing part of this. And I made these a little different. So part of the reason that I wanted to make new envelopes was because I just wanted to update my categories. I just feel like things change throughout the year, and your priorities change, your lifestyle might change. And so it's nice to just, I don't know, update things and have some fresh envelopes. And so that's what I did. But I also wanted to experiment with this matte laminating paper. It's a bit more expensive, but I like it because it's not reflective with my ring light. So it absorbs the light and it doesn't reflect the light like the regular laminating paper does. So I'm thinking about switching and just making all of my envelopes like that for my shop, just because, what did I just take out? Kids. Okay, so, and I have 4 left in kids right now, but I'm not really gonna be counting much of this money today. I'm just going to be restuffing my envelopes. But I really like the matte. It's a lot more forgiving too, like with the clear laminate or like the classic laminating paper. They're really pretty and really simple, and I might still offer the clear because some people really prefer that, but the matte laminating paper, it just laminates better and it's a lot more forgiving. So the clear laminating paper, sometimes I can, after I make an envelope, I can see like small just like imperfections, and I'm such a perfectionist and want to offer such a high quality product that I end up remaking a lot of envelopes and wasting a lot of laminating paper. And so, plus I just think these look really nice. So tell me what you think in the comments if I should just offer this matte laminating, and it's like really pretty because it's kind of like frosted. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments about it. So I decided, so these are my last 2 envelopes and they're both empty, but I decided I'm going to take out my Target envelope out of my wallet because I really don't use it that often. And it ends up being an envelope that I just pull cash out of for other things. And then miscellaneous is also gonna stay. So I'm gonna put miscellaneous in the back. And this is an envelope that I'm adding. So I'm gonna add kindness to my envelope or to my wallet and stuff that for any time that I feel like I want to buy someone a coffee, or, you know, if I see somebody that needs some cash, just like have that cash ready for them. So I added the kindness envelope into my wallet. Okay, so next is, I'm gonna do my high priority sinking funds, and I didn't like sort these ahead of time. So I think this is right, but we might have to go searching for envelopes if they're like not in order. Okay, so first one in here is grocery, and I'm just gonna end up taking all of these out and setting them aside. Okay, so grocery has 13 left. I'm just kind of like curious what I have left in here. These high priority sinking funds are really not sinking funds. They're more like variable expenses, but I just call all my cash stuffing stuff sinking funds. And off camera, I'm gonna kind of rearrange some of my cash in my sinking funds since I'm kind of changing up some of my envelopes. So things might look a little bit different with my next cash stuffing video. I'm not really sure. This like doesn't want to stay open today. All right, and then next is clothing. That worked out nice. All right, and clothing has 20, 25, 26, 27, 28. Next up is household. Household has 5, 6, 7, 8. So I never have, I'm gonna move this up. I never have, that's probably, you guys can see that better. I didn't even realize you couldn't really see that. Now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, my high priority sinking funds never have a super high balance because these are my variable expenses throughout the month, and so I'm always spending cash out of them. Personal hygiene. And I guess I can explain what these categories are since that's kind of half the point of this video. So I will start, once I get these envelopes situated, I will go back to the beginning and just briefly explain what certain envelopes are for. But tell me how your New Year's was. So I'm filming this right at the beginning of January. And so today is actually January 3rd. And my kids were supposed to be back in school today, but there is like a massive blizzard that is blowing through. And so their school was canceled today. So my husband and I were just talking about yesterday how we've had such a really great winter break. Christmas break, but it almost feels like yesterday it felt like it was one day too long. Like the kids were at each other's throats and always fighting, and I think just ready to be back in school and be with their friends. And so they're supposed to go back today, and then they didn't. So 100, 120, 140 in vehicle maintenance. So I have been wanting to film quite a bit of content for you guys, but just haven't really been able to because my kids have been home since December 22nd, and I need to find drops. And I actually think I'm moving this to my low priority sinking funds. So I think that's why I didn't have it in this pile. But anyway, so I sent them to my mother-in-law's today. She lives really close to us. So my husband drove the kids over there. The baby is napping here at home, but I'm like, I've gotta film this content because I wanna get it out for you guys. I've been saying I'm gonna do it, and so now we're doing it. Seasonal lawn care is also getting moved to my low priority sinking funds, and then 2 new envelopes for my high priority sinking funds is taxes. Because we are self-employed, we need to save quite a bit for taxes. And we normally just keep it in a savings account, but I want to cash stuff it to make sure I know exactly how much we have. And we don't have like separate savings accounts for like everything. And so I decided I want to cash stuff it. And then once we get quite a bit in there, then we'll go ahead and move that to a high yield savings account. But okay, so groceries, pretty self-explanatory. Clothing for the family. Household would be anything we need for the house. So cleaning supplies, even like if our vacuum breaks down and we need a new vacuum, that would be something we would use household for. Really, yeah, toilet paper, paper towels, things like that is what goes in our household envelope. And then personal hygiene would be anything that we would need to take care of ourselves. Shampoo, conditioner, body wash, toothpaste, new toothbrushes, things like that. Baby needs, so we do have a 1-year-old, so she's still in diapers, and so this is primarily used for diapers and wipes. I like to keep that separate because she doesn't go through those things as fast as we go through our toilet paper and things like that. So pet care would be like pet food, kitty litter, so we have 3 dogs and a cat, any type of vet bills and things like that. Grooming. Vehicle maintenance would be any type of maintenance for our vehicles, so oil changes, new tires, tire rotations, realignments. And then Sam's Club is pretty self-explanatory. I normally order online and go pick it up, but sometimes I do like to go into the store, so I like to keep cash for that. Taxes I just explained, and I thought this would be the perfect time to start that since it's the beginning of January. And then miscellaneous is kind of like a buffer, so just anything extra that I want to keep in here. So if I'm running low in an envelope, I can borrow from my miscellaneous envelope. So that's my new setup for my high priority sinking funds. Next, we'll go into low priority sinking funds. And I'll explain these envelopes as I go this time. I just didn't want to get messed up in the middle of it with the other binder. All right, so I will grab, I have quite a few more in my low priority sinking funds, and these are more just low priority, so things that we could live without for the most part. Some of them are important, but there's just not like an exact deadline for them, or they're not coming up anytime soon. Gosh, normally it stays open a lot better. Okay, so eating out had nothing, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that one in there. And then drinks. And eating out would be anything like ordering food in, going out to eat, going through drive-through somewhere. I mean, it could be whatever. And drinks has 40 right now. This is what my husband and I use to stock our adult beverages in the house. So we make a separate one for that from our groceries since it's not really necessary, but sometimes we like to have an adult beverage together. Okay, so next is my spending cash. I have 50 left over from December. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're not, you know that we had a crazy December. I had surgery, and then our entire family got wiped out by, I think it was influenza A. I'm not 100% sure, but it took us all out for about a solid week. So we really didn't do a lot of like spending, personal spending in December, you know, and it was Christmas. So next is renovations. I might reorder these a little bit too. Oh, I think it says home renovations. There it is. And so we have been renovating our house for like 3 years. It's taking forever because when you've got sports and you're self-employed and you have 4 kids and all of that, it's just, projects take a little longer. So we're still renovating, just updating pretty much everything in our house. It was like a 90s poster child when we moved in. A nice house. It was a rental, so it was kind of beat up, but so we like to cash stuff for our renovations. And we do have some money in a high yield savings account too that we use for our renovations. But kids has 22, and I do have a kids envelope in my wallet, and so I'll usually pull from here and stuff it with whatever I've budgeted for the kids. I don't like to carry a lot of money, like cash, in my wallet, so I will usually keep things in my low priority binder, because that way my husband can get at it too, because we keep all of these binders upstairs in our kitchen. And I'm just looking for, we keep the binders upstairs in our kitchen so that we can both pull from envelopes if we need to for certain things. And so that's why I have duplicate envelopes, like the same envelope in my sinking funds binders as I would in my wallet, because that way I can just pull a little bit of cash. So hockey has 200. We have an almost 8-year-old that plays hockey. If you don't know, it's an expensive sport. So I think I renamed recreation and fun just family fun. And we have 20 in here. Next up is gifts. And so one thing that I noticed when I was first starting to cash stuff is that I always forgot about like weddings and baby showers and all that kind of stuff. And so gifts is for any gifts really throughout the year, whether it's for a family member, a birthday, a wedding, whatever it might be, graduation. That's what we stuff gifts for typically. So we do keep that separate from Christmas. Next is date night. My husband and I don't get out a ton, but when we do, we like to, we'll do anything really. We live right by a casino, so we might just go and do that, or just play some like quarter slots, or we like to go out to eat or go see a movie. Next is Target. And so I'm keeping a Target envelope in our low priority sinking funds. I just decided to not have one in my wallet because, like I said earlier, I just usually end up pulling from it for other things, which is not necessary. So let's see here. Where did I not make an Amazon envelope? Let me see here. Okay, I might not have made an Amazon envelope. I might have to do that. So I'm gonna set this one aside so I remember to make that. And then Amazon Prime, I forgot too. So I'm gonna make those 2 envelopes. Gosh, I keep hitting my cute tree. All right, next is organizing. I'm trying to remember what I did here. So I am a freak about organizing. I love things to be in like clear containers and labeled, super cute. And so, I feel like I took my miscellaneous, oh, you know what I did? Memberships. So I'm combining my Amazon Prime and Sam's Club memberships into just one envelope. That's what I did. Because they both are about 100 and something. So if I stuff 300, that'll be plenty. I might even make my goal for this sinking fund 400 just to cover anything I'm forgetting about, because God knows that could happen. Okay, so the rest of these, I had seasonal lawn care that I'm moving to low priorities since it's winter. I'm still gonna stuff it the same, but it's just, I don't consider it a high priority. It's really not that high priority in the summer either, but I guess I consider this a low priority sinking fund. So. All right, and then drops. So 20, 40, 60. So drops is where I get my laundry detergent and my dishwasher pods. They are like clean, all natural, no harsh chemicals, and it's a subscription, so it comes every 6 months, and so I cash stuff for that. And did I miss my nails or did I not? Oh, you know what? I pulled it out because I had this in my wallet because I had 2 of these. I had one in low priority and one in my wallet. And then I figured, so when I went and got my nails done, I was in a hurry. So I just grabbed this out of my binder. So nails, I can't remember what order I had these in, but just put that one right there. Okay, and then miscellaneous, I decided I just am gonna have miscellaneous in my high priority sinking fund binder, so we'll move that cash over there in a minute, but these I'm gonna put towards the back. So I have wedding ring, 10th anniversary, and travel. And so wedding ring, oops, I don't know, I'm closing that. It's a long story. Well, it's not that long, but we have a 6-year-old who is autistic, and he really likes cause and effect. And so he loves to watch things drop into water and loves to watch things like fall. And his new thing lately has been to like drop objects into our toilet to like watch like how they fall in, how big a splash it makes. And long story short, he ended up flushing my wedding ring down the toilet, and so it's gone. And he's nonverbal. He doesn't know better. It wasn't naughty. I'm really not even mad at him. I'm mad at myself for like leaving it, because when I shower, I would take it off and put it on the like vanity, like by the sink. And he came in while I was showering and like must have done that. So, because it was just gone. And we have found a lot of jewelry in the toilet since then, so we're assuming that's what happened to it. But anyway, it's gone. So I'm starting a sinking fund for that. And then this year in 2023 is me and my husband's 10th anniversary. And so we want to go up north to a resort that we stayed at for our mini moon as like a 10th anniversary trip, maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 days. And so I'm going to start saving for that. And then travel. So we do some traveling. And so I didn't have a sinking fund for that, so I thought I would start a sinking fund for that as well. So that's it for my low priority. And I'm just gonna really quick put this into, I just have so many like miscellaneous folders floating around, so I just decided to condense it into one miscellaneous. Okay, so then the last 2 are my holiday sinking funds and my business binder. So we'll hop right into the holiday sinking funds. And this binder, I decided to do the cursive font because I know most of you wanted me to stick with the classic font, which is like this. But I just really loved the beauty and the elegance of this cursive font. So I kind of like did a mixture of both. So this binder, my holiday sinking funds, is the cursive font. And I decided to do them, I'm changing up the order. So I decided to do them in order of when they occur during the year, because that makes more sense to me. So Valentine's Day, I mentioned this in my last video, but my husband and I don't really do a whole lot for Valentine's Day. We just don't. I don't know. But I do like to get a little something for the kids. So I usually do like a box of candy and a balloon from the Dollar Tree. So this one has, I think, 40, which is probably more than enough. But maybe I'll do something for my husband too. Who knows? So next is Easter. And Easter, I use this for their Easter baskets. And then I feel like Easter and Christmas are the 2 times where, or like going to a wedding where I'm like, oh my God, none of my kids' dress clothes fit. So like our church is pretty casual. So my kids don't usually dress up for church, but like on Easter, I do like to dress them up. And that's when I realized like, oh, your shoes don't fit anymore. Oh, you have no dress pants that fit. So I like to stuff for a new outfit, like a nice outfit during that time too, because that's when I think about it. So next is the 4th of July, and 4th of July so far has 35, and I have an almost 8-year-old who is obsessed with like fireworks and all things America. So I'm stuffing for his firework obsession, essentially. Next is Halloween. And we just started stuffing this one a few months ago, but Halloween has 15 as of right now. And that's, for the kids is Halloween costumes, Halloween candy to hand out. That's what we use Halloween for. I don't normally decorate a lot for Halloween. My kids think I'm super lame, but it's just one more thing to put up and take down. I'm ready for Christmas at that point. So Thanksgiving has 20, and that is just to pay specifically for groceries that I would need for whatever I'm making for Thanksgiving. I normally don't host, so it's not that big of an expense, but just some sides usually, or some drinks. But Black Friday, I plan on starting to stuff that this month, so that will be getting stuffed during my next cash stuffing video. Christmas, same thing. We just had Christmas, so I'll start cash stuffing for that. New Year's Eve is a new envelope. I hosted some people over for New Year's Eve and realized I hadn't cash stuffed for it. So I did pull from our grocery. We had enough in our budget for grocery, but I want to cash stuff for New Year's Eve because I do love to host. So if we end up hosting again next year, I want to be able to have the cash ready for that. All right, birthday parties is another one that I cash stuff for. So my kids' birthday parties, I go a little bit overboard. I'm not gonna lie. I like to decorate the house. So it's like decorated when they wake up in the morning. I always hang streamers on their doors. So that when they wake up, they like walk out and it's like, oh, there's streamers. And I'm like big on traditions. I talked about this. And so this is another tradition that I love is their birthdays. And then in the morning, I always make them a pancake in the shape of whatever age they are turning. So today is actually my second oldest, 6th birthday. So we've been having a lot of fun. It was kind of cool that they had a snow day on his birthday, just because I got to spend that time with him, and he loves going to his grandma's, which is where he's at right now. So he's having the best day ever. So, and then back to school. This is another thing that always snuck up on me, but this has 30. So this is for like the kids' back to school supplies, clothing that they might need for the fall and anything like that. And then I'm going to look into this because I do need to have a envelope for seasonal decor because I love decorating. And so I'm going to set that aside and see if I have that anywhere else. But that's it for my holiday sinking funds. And then last is my business binder. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I posted a reel about this because I wanted to make sure everything looked good in my binder. And so I posted a reel about this already, but one thing that wasn't in the reel is that I didn't have both of my businesses in here. So I'm going to be cash stuffing for both of my businesses. So I did them in different fonts because I wanted to be able to split them up, and I didn't necessarily want to have I didn't like the way a second dashboard looked in the same binder. I didn't want to add another binder. So to keep them separate, I did the 2 different fonts. So my skincare and makeup business has the cursive, and then the Aesthetic Dollar has the classic. Since most of you guys like the classic better, I decided to do the Aesthetic Dollar with the classic font. And I already have cash that I need to stuff in here, but I'm going to wait until my next video, my cash stuffing video. But I'll explain these. So I have a virtual assistant that I pay once a month. So I'm going to cash stuff for that. Vibe Cloud is an emailing system that I use. Project Broadcast is a texting system that I use. And then business expenses. So that would be like anything that I need to keep my business going, like any type of expenses that I have. Office supplies would be like the obvious paper, like printer paper. I don't know. I really don't have a ton, I guess. Even like the labels that I use to ship out those products, like any type of office supplies, and then travel, because I do travel for this business. And so I want to be able to have a sinking fund for that. Okay. And then, so since this is a newer business, I'll explain some of these envelopes. And when I do my cash stuffing video, I've had some people ask like what I do, like how do I figure out how to cash stuff for my business? So I will explain that during my cash stuffing video. God willing, I remember. I will do my best. If not, I'll film another video. But when I do my cash stuffing, I will explain how I decide how much to cash stuff. But for the aesthetic dollar, I have YouTube. So this would be like anything I want to save up for that. Like for example, if you guys could see this like ridiculous setup I have to like have my camera where it's at, like positioned. It's a ring light, but it's a whole thing. So anyway, I want to get one of those really nice, like, I don't know what you call it, like the stands that you can just like set on the table and you don't have to have like this whole weird, like I've got this weight thing on this. It's crazy. But so that's a big thing that I'm going to be cash stuffing for in my YouTube envelope, because I really don't film videos for anything besides YouTube and Instagram. So YouTube, that's what that's going to be for. Office supplies. So office supplies would be like the bags that I put the cash envelopes in when I mail them out. My vellum, my laminating paper, like all of that. Inventory. So I do have inventory on hand, like binders and different things like that. And then shipping. So any supplies I use for shipping. So like, this is a perfect example, like these thank you cards, and my mailers and my boxes and all of that. So that's what shipping is going to be for. And since this is a newer business, I don't have a lot of things to organize with yet. And so I'm going to be cash stuffing for that to save up for some clear containers that I can label and have everything organized. So that is how I'm going to set up my business binder. Obviously it's empty right now until I do my first cash stuffing. But I'm really excited about my new envelopes. I've been also getting a lot of questions about when I'm going to be offering the custom A6 envelopes on my website again. And I will be honest, January is one of the most busy months for my other business with travel. And so I'm going to be really focused on that. But towards the end of January, I will open that listing again, and I will allow for a lot more volume of custom cash envelopes. And so make sure that you go on my website and become a site member, because I will send out an email to alert everyone when I'm going to be launching those. And I'll also be posting it on my Instagram page. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, it's linked below, or else it's the aesthetic dollar with, I think there's dots in the middle of the words. I don't even know, but my Instagram is linked below. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me while I freshen up my binders. We'll see you in my next video, which will be my first cash stuffing for January in 2023. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you soon.